My three topics are what is stress, dealing with stress, and when to get help. Stress is an unavoidable part of life. It has helped humans survive for thousands of years. It keeps us on our toes in dangerous and critical situations, and our bodies were designed to handle stress. Stress is manageable if we learn to take control of stressful situations. There are many causes of stress, as individual as people are and as many as people are. Not all stresses are bad. Say, for instance, speaking in public, getting together with the in-laws, going on a roller coaster ride, competing in public when there are a lot of people present, and even winning the lottery is extremely stressful. These stresses are all good. They give your body and brain practice in developing the best response to future situations. There are many symptoms of stress. Physical symptoms are your heart races, your brain works faster, you may have sudden bursts of energy, headaches, chest pains, many physical symptoms. There are many physical symptoms from stress. Your mental and emotional symptoms are feeling out of control, forgetfulness, getting burned out easily, irritability, and anger. Behavioral symptoms are over and under eating, drug or alcohol use, overuse of cigarettes, social withdrawal, relationship difficulties, and many others, to say the least. Acute stress is something that comes on suddenly, like an acute attack of appendicitis. It happens suddenly. It could happen due to a family argument or event, a costly mistake at work, anything that comes on suddenly, like somebody attacks you, that's suddenly. Your body's response to certain situations. The goal of stress is not to get rid of it completely. That would be impossible. We have stress for a reason. It's good for us. Without stress feelings, there would be nothing to warn us against, say, walking out in traffic, walking off a bridge, walking into the river. We wouldn't be afraid of anything without stress. An example of temporary stress, which most people, their stresses are temporary. Say you get up in the morning and you wake up late because the alarm clock didn't go off. And you're late, and your only clean suit is lying on the closet floor in a crumpled ball. You make it to the breakfast table. Your daughter says to you that she needs certain items for her science project, which you don't have, and that her project is due today. The dog ate your son's homework. You finally make it out the door. The car breaks down on the way to work, and it's raining outside, and you realize you left your umbrella at home on the table. You get into work late. You realize that you should have finished working on a project yesterday, which was not completed. The phone's ringing off the hook. The boss is banging on your door yelling for the completed project, which you haven't done. These are all examples of short-term stresses. You're here today and gone tomorrow. There are also unrealistic expectations. It's okay to say no when people come to you for help. You don't have to say yes to them all the time. You may have plans, you may have things to do. You may just not want to do things that everybody else wants you to do. Anyway, it's good for others to grow up and be able to handle their own responsibilities. Wanting everyone to like you. Everyone's not going to like you. They have freedom of choice. They can make up their minds who to like or not like. And just be your wonderful, lovable, charming self. Most people are going to like you. And the ones that don't like you, too bad. That's on them. They're perfectionists. A lot of people feel that they have to do everything perfectly. Without making mistakes, we wouldn't learn much. Naturally, your boss expects you to do your very best and make as few mistakes as possible. But without making mistakes, you're never going to better yourself. The manipulator, expecting others to do or say what you want them to do. Remember that everybody has a mind of their own, and they can make their own choices. You can't control them. but you must respect that people have the right to do different things and to be different, and not have to go along with everything that you want. Will past experiences control the future? They don't have to. Remember, yesterday was yesterday, and today's another day. And you're a new and improved person every day. And when you set your sights and what you set your goals to do, you can accomplish. Dealing with stress, there's many ways to deal with stress. Try listening to calm, soothing music. Music such as listening to the ocean, nature sounds, call a friend. Most people can relate to stressful situations, and they'll be able to talk you through it. When that's not available, you can talk yourself through a stressful situation. Sit down first of all. You have to know what the problem is, and you'll certainly come up with ideas on how to deal with it. Eat right. When you're stressed, you have a tendency to grab sugary or fatty foods and eat them. Eating foods like fruits and vegetables and fish have amino acids and can lower stress. Breathe. Breathing is very important because when people are stressed, they're shallow breathers. Breathe in through your nose slowly and out through your mouth. It should take longer to breathe out than it does to breathe in. Laugh it off. Humor is one of the best things to try to deal with stress. The funnier you make it seem, the less imposing it seems to you. Laughing releases endorphins to help de-stress you, and it tricks our nervous system into thinking that everything's fine, and it is. You're all right. Try T and C. Caffeine stresses you out, so try green tea or chamomile tea. They have healthy antioxidants and amino acids that can really help calm the nervous system. Exercise. Doing exercises, and you don't necessarily have to lift weights or run a marathon. Take a small walk around the office. Do some exercises like moving your head around, lifting your shoulders. When you're sitting in your chair, keep your feet flat on the floor, your hands on your knees, breathe deeply. And if you're at home in front of the table, try pushing yourself away from the dinner table. Sleep better. Stressed people tend to have trouble sleeping. And if you don't sleep, the more stressed you get, and it turns into a vicious cycle. There are lots of 1 minute relaxation techniques. Think happy. Visualize your face in a smile. Smiles are very contagious. If anyone's around, you smile. That makes you happy, it makes them happy. Fill yourself with love. Think of someone that you love and how much you love them and how much they love you, and that will make you happy. Do your stretching exercises, your arms, your hands, your neck, your shoulders. And the best exercise of all is pushing yourself away from the dinner table. Just slide yourself away from all that food. Another thing that you can do, you can soak away the stress. Jump into a nice hot tub of water, go to a spa, soak your stress in under a shower. Do a Calgon take me away. If you have a noisy household, you can be assured of 20 minutes of relaxation soaking in a hot tub, because that relaxes knotted up muscles. Pet pleasures. It's a proven fact that petting a pet reduces stress on both you and the pet. And if you really don't want anything like a dog or a cat or a petable animal, then get a couple of goldfish. At least they won't track litter all over the place and they won't annoy the neighbors. Use mind-clearing meditation. Visualize yourself in a peaceful, serene surrounding, like the ocean, or a forest, or being on a picnic with someone that you love. Declutter your home. A cluttered home, most Americans have a lot of stuff. A lot of times you end up with clutter in your house, and that's stress producing. So you want to get rid of as many things as possible. You can make a lot of people that are less fortunate than you happy. Or you can give your items to a consignment store and make some money while you're at it. Avoid attachments to personal items. Adopt an easy come, easy go attitude. Remember, you can't take it with you. And if you don't get rid of it when you're gone, other people are just going to decide what they can dispose of, and they'll get rid of your things for you. Have a 6-month golden rule when it comes to your clothing. Anything that you haven't worn in 6 months goes. It goes out. You can donate it. You can take it to a consignment store. And keeping a constant flow of new clothing it is very, it makes you feel a lot better. Make sure your house is clean. It doesn't need to be white glove clean, but just make sure that it's free from spider webs and obvious dirt. Make sure that there's nothing that interrupts you from walking in from one room into the other. Your rooms should be sparsely furnished. There shouldn't be things covering doorways or windows. Store things away. Put them in closets. Put them in containers. Add some style. Put out a couple of plants, some colorful throws, and put a welcome mat out in front of your house. It'll add warmth. Financial stress. Everybody has financial stress. The way you can deal with it is avoid the poor me syndrome. You don't want to go around thinking and saying, poor me, I'm broke, I'm broke. That's very detrimental. Cut back on your spending. What you should spend money on is only the bare essentials. Having a place to live, buying food and clothing, paying your monthly utility bills, and your transportation, which would be car or public transportation. Avoid talking negatively about your finances. Don't go around saying, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, because that's only temporary. Total everything on paper. Make sure you have 2 lists, a list of your incoming money and a list of your outgoing money. Make sure that your incoming money exceeds what's going out, and total everything on paper. Financial dues. Do look for new employment. Do enhance your abilities and your skills for finding employment, like coming to Bidwell. Do make sacrifices. Every successful person has had to make sacrifices. Sometimes it's better to take 1 step back and then take 2 steps forward. And do believe that you will succeed, because you can do anything that you want, and you will succeed. De-stressing with humor. We admire people that have humor. We like to laugh with people, and we like people that make us laugh. You can use that laughter at work. It will improve work relationships and help you to feel easier at work. Use humor to enhance your relationships. People like other people that make them laugh. And sometimes society makes it look like it's not acceptable to be funny, where actually it is. Use your humor to increase creativity. If you can find things to do, like crafts, dancing, you can find a way to do it with humor. Laugh with, not at people. Creating negativity in people using humor to against them is not a good thing, and it'll make you have fewer relationships. So laugh with them and not at them. Know when to get help. If you feel depressed all the time, if you feel like you can't get up and do anything, that you're all alone, nobody knows what you're going through. If you feel anger constantly, if the only things that you can think of are things that are people that make you angry and things that make you angry, feeling let down, feeling that you have no one in the world, like you're letting everyone down and everybody else is letting you down. Drinking or smoking more, that's not good, because it doesn't make you feel better, it makes you feel worse. My conclusion is that there are a lot of tools to deal with stress, and we have heard some of them today. We can do it We were designed to do it, and we will do it. And we are a success, we're good, and there's nothing that we can't do.